the middle of the night without you, and it's so unfair.
1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. Here within my arms again.
Okay, thank you so very much. So we've got a couple of things to look at this afternoon, and then we zoom out from now till 5:50. That's 10 minutes to 6 o'clock. We make way for the news. So first up, what we've got, too many things are unfolding. First up, the culture. Liberia's political culture. Very interesting one. But something has to be done. There is a compelling need for a paradigm shift. It can be like this all of the time if we are or we claim to be serious. We have to be institutional than individual. Look at the political culture of Liberia. Look at what has happened. We've got a couple of years to the next election, and we are gradually headed to 2029. What you have seen is what we've talked about in the past. Most of the political institutions in Liberia are not viable political institutions. No. Oh, just so you know, from 5 to 6, the president of Liberia disgracefully can really get out of his disgrace. Now, one of the parties tender in his resignation. That leaves most of the people calling for the withdrawal of the case. The other party, headed by Julius Kanumba, are insisting. Now, the union might be at the verge of closure, meaning the building might just be closed. And if that happens, that is the end of the press union of Liberia, if a press union can ever come to an end in the country. But that's what it is. That is the atmosphere. So the man who is trying to manage it, to keep it up, Akwe Beza, will be in from 5 to 6 to explain where they are and what they intending to do. Earlier, I spoke with the lawyer for Team Julius Kanumba, and he said that he could not say exactly what is unfolding. He could not speak to that, but Wednesday, he will have put his bits and pieces together, and then he will come in to explain whether they will agree to withdraw the case or they will pursue the legal path. So until Wednesday, Akwe Beza is in today from 5 to 6. The president of Liberia disgracefully is in fact, people have forgotten about the union now. I don't think they can ever think on a daily basis that Liberia has a press union of Liberia or a press union. So that will be from 5 to 6. Akwe Beza is in. So the political culture is not really one that we had wanted. Given the kind of people that we have in this country, well-educated, politically inclined, some went to great universities around the world, specialize in political science and other sciences related to governance. They've stayed in this country, they ascended to various positions, they've went through different struggles, they have that full understanding of what a political party and a political institution is. And so we thought that our country will have gotten into being a politically or a political culture, political institution, but certainly not. Almost all of the political parties are dead. Almost all of the political parties are dead. Okay. So let me welcome Juan. He got in not too long.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. I have to work on some stuff. I have to try to arrange.
Yeah. Too many things happening in the background.
Yeah, too many things. I have to run to do this, run to do that.
Yeah, that's what that is exactly what. That's radio.
Yeah. So we want to say thanks to our regular followers who always following us at about this hour. As soon as they get in, we say thanks to all of them. Yeah. Thanks
okay, we get to them.
Yeah, we say thanks to all of them.
Sometimes things just get mixed up. Yeah, but we get to them. They've coming on. They've coming on one by one. So just we get to them.
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
Yes, we get to them. They're coming on one by one. Sorry, we had a technical break, short one. Yeah, so some of you thought that we weren't. One of them will ask a direct question. As soon as we came out, saw it, the person asked, "But what is happening? The show isn't on today." I didn't respond because we were coming on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So I think I can see few. You got few there. Papi Keita, CDC Papi, he comes on from Old Road. Thank you. Moses Lake, he's following from Kakatas. That's the son of KOK, Samuel Woodson, Isaac Woodson. He's following from Doe Community, Juju One-Way. You come on from Johnsonville, Emmanuel L. Conan, you're following from Chicken Soup Factory. Stephen Coker, you are following from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for coming on, Gian Brother. Hope that you are faring well. And Jimmy Jingo Jacko. You've come on from New Jersey, Morristown. Old Pahama, you've come on from Magibi County, Dolostown, you said. Kalu Ibrahim Kurman, you said good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. It seems you are in is it Sweden? Yes, Sweden. This is the flag of Sweden. So you are in Sweden. Kalu Ibrahim Kurman, you are in Sweden. You only put the flag there, and this is the Swedish flag. Zobo Utobe, you've come on from where? Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. You say, yeah, okay. Jeff Kuyate, you've come on also from Peace Island. So we will acknowledge you as you come on. So from 1847 to 2023, Liberia have never ever tried to have a vibrant political culture. We have always have multiplicity or several political parties with politicians roaming all over the place, making great speeches, inspiring speeches, but not building institutions. Most of, if not all of the political parties in this country were owned, those political institutions that are not existing, they were owned by individuals. Those that are still existing, owned by individuals. So when the individual is not available as the financier, when he is no longer in active politics, once election is not around, that party ceases to exist. We've had several of them today, and then the latest, the CPP, they vanished from off the scene. But the focus is not primarily on CPP. But one of the persons who was part of the CPP We said this before, and we continue to see it. And it leaves us with the conclusion that Liberia does not have a political culture. From a political science standpoint, when you say a political culture, you're referencing vibrancy, you're referencing the principle of governance, you're referencing the shaking of the culture in terms of policy from the political party standpoint, because people gravitate from political party to national governance. Yeah, it was President Weah in opposition. He headed to the presidency. He's off from a political party. Down, you have Joseph Human Walker from Unity Party to the presidency. Cummings Party, ANC is not seen. Almost everybody now, they own their own, and the structure is there. The institution is off because everything centers on one person. I'm only trying to single out this because if we continue this way, listen, our political culture will never, ever experience anything of vibrancy or make any difference. It's been this way for long. The quote-unquote progressives, you can't see anything from their angle. The political institutions, nothing. Every political party, now is the time that we have to start building institutions and not looking up to a politician as the God who should provide everything for that political party. Once he isn't around or he's not interested any longer, then that party ceases to exist. If we continue this way, we will always be that kind of loose political culture where people just come and establish a political institution, give it some kind of interesting name, run it here and there, get $1 or $2. When the election is over, that party does not exist. The foreign minister, her party, that party, that's the end of it. You know why? Because she got a political position now. She got a political position. Now, it's not bad. Apart from her, the only party, apart from CDC and Unity Party, the only party in opposition that I can readily reference right now is MPC, Movement for Progressive Change. Simeon Fremont. It's the only party that we hear him talking, preparing for 2029, doing this, checkmating the government, and he has been consistent with it. But all of the other people who came with the vast knowledge of what politics is, what electioneering politics is, what a political institution stands for, what it ought to do in terms of making the country better, all of them gone down the drain.
So, so this is what happens. When you see all of the people behaving, coming, going in the political time, it's all about telling the Liberian people that they don't have that long-term plan for the Liberian people. Because if you will formulate a political party, you should have a long-term plan, you should have a short-term plan, and have a medium plan. But what the politician would do, they will have a short-term plan working in the periods of the election. So when elections are over, the very politicians will never be proactive. You see that the very political parties that they steal the ground with, the political parties they sold to the people and was rejected, they were not good about working on the vision of the party. Can't you imagine? A politician will come telling you that he is the standard bearer of whatever party he is bearing. And after they have sold the party manifestos to you, Liberian, and you reject them, they will be left with no alternative but rather to go back. Some of them will go back to America or go back exile to go do their normal activities. But what should be done is, if you have a political party, that is an institution. The institution should not be built around a single person. But many of our political parties are built around the standard bearer. So once the standard bearer is no longer sponsoring the party, or the standard bearer is no longer the face of the party, you see the party will collapse. That means people who we expect to come up with the vision, people who we expect to stand by the vision, people who we expect to be visionary will no longer support the party because they didn't go there with an institutional mind, but rather they went there to gain for themselves. If a person never subscribed with, for instance, the CDC, like Sam said, there are very few parties who have been opposition or since they surfaced in the political landscape of Liberia, they are still making their way, and some will come and make noise only during election time. And after election, you will not see those political parties around anymore. You wouldn't hear about them until election time. And we're saying that it is bad. The reason you see many of you can lose election is because you don't always want to keep yourself around the Liberian people. And the Liberian people got a culture. You know, we have a culture, the culture of identity. If we can see ourselves in you, if the Liberian people will not see themselves in you, you accepting or consider yourself to be the political leader who wants to liberate the country, and the people cannot see themselves in you. You are not a replica of them. How do you expect yourself to win election? That's make it difficult for many of our brothers who will come on the election time. So when election is over, what we expect of the various politicians and the political institution to do is, political institution, when you don't build the political institution around a single person, that political party will be able to have, you know, what we call the relationship with the Liberian people, or will have relationship with the sitting government. If not the sitting government, the relationship or international connection the Standard Bearer claims to have had, based on that he came to contest, you can still use the international connection, and you can make mark in Liberia as oppositions are being held in Liberia than the imposition. Once you're in opposition, any small thing you do, it can widely spread on the positive angle than even the government doing good for its citizens. So you see many of the political parties in Liberia, they will come, they will spend the money doing campaign. People will rather feel the impact that they have spent the money, or people will rather know and see that they have spent the money. But during election time, the people will not vote you because they did not see the true identity in you. Alexander Cummins, the Standard Bearer of the ANC, election is over. What is he doing to get himself connected, to get himself more popular than ever before with the Liberian people? Election over. So the thing here is, let's just call a few of them, right? You got the how you call it? Appeton from the grassroots democratic movement. Appeton, Edward Appeton. Nobody knew Appeton from anywhere. Appeton came, he took their place in the election. Election over. But what is the GDM doing to get the fresh memory of the Liberian people that there is a political party called the Grassroots Democratic Movement? What is he doing? They're going down in dream now. The only time you'll see them come here again will be election time. So what positive impact has this political party made in the lives of the people that people will embark on? People will look at and say, yes, this political party or this individual who is the standard bearer of the party stand for the reality, and he has done this. This is the reason we're joining the party. You wouldn't see that. The Lucini Camara from ACO. Lucini, ACO, you're not here, but ACO again on the election time. So people will want to see the party that is in the interest of the Liberian people.
And this is why they don't go far in the election. This is why Liberia's election will always be between two political parties, and those two political parties are the historical ones, CDC and Unity Party.
You see, the Tewon Gonglo from the LPP. Tewon, you got a very rich profile. You got a very good connection. But what is your connection doing for the Liberian people that are 2029? If you will come back, to have the political ideology sold to the people from the LPP backgrounds, what do you think will be the message? What have you done for the people that you think the people will rely on and say, yes, we can entrust a team with our country and we will reap the dividend? You got one Allen Brown Jr. from the LRP. Allen Brown got in 15,607 votes in the election. Can't you imagine? He didn't even reach a discrete number.
His political party was only because of the 2023 elections. It wasn't in existence prior to 2023.
Like you said, Simeon Freeman, the MPC, he accumulated 30,205 votes. So some of the political parties, I don't know what the legislature is doing. Some of the political parties say, we need to get rid of some of the political parties per the election rule. Section 5.
Yeah, that was suggested during the elections because the proliferation of political parties, while it is true that it is democratic, you got to respect people's right, but it leads us into where we are. The country just no institution.
You got the other Wild Williams Tunda. Wild Williams Tunda accumulated 11,184 votes in the whole election process. And the 11,184 votes, it didn't even reach a discrete number in Montserrat County. So the kind of people you think when they come back, what are they doing that Liberian people will say, yes, we are connected to this person, or this person has done this, because of that, we can support the president to become president.
But this is why it will always shift between CDC, Unity Party, CDC, Unity Party. I bet you for the next 5, 10, 15 years, that's how it's going to be. When Unity Party leaves, CDC will get back. When CDC leaves, Unity Party will get back. It will be that way for the next 10, 15, 20 years because these other people are not serious. They are not serious. They only come as hustlers. What they can get, form some kind of develop some kind of name in the corner, grassroots development, associate movement. And
what is the impact of the grassroots?
They like using this word democratic. They will always use that word democratic. If you look at all of the political parties, you'll see that D word. So they just come to get relevance, show up, get $1 or $2, which is not bad to get in a contestation. But like you said, you should have a long and medium-term plan. You should know that you're not getting in, that it's going to work in your favor just the time you get in. It's going to take a longer time, and your ability to be consistent and to withstand the test of time will lead you to getting the attention of the people. And that way, who knows, you might become one of the viable options for the people, going forward.
Obviously, you got Joshua Turner from the NLP, got 9,813 votes. 9,813 votes, a presidential candidate, somebody who contesting to become president in the entire country. The number of human beings so this is gonna be very laughable, you know.
Yeah, but
Jeremiah,
it is shameful, man. It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. You can have a country that is so boastful, they rant a lot, and then no political institution. Look at the political parties that died with vibrant, when I say vibrant, again, in terms of how known they are, what they've acquired over the time, their base in their own country, that their political parties will die. Look at Mel Jones. Mel Jones had everything. His party was the Movement for Economic Empowerment. And they had the former foreign minister, D. Maxwell Kimaya, Robert Sami, he came on later, and other great guys. They had everything. It was the richest political party. No doubt, everybody expected that party to stay. But when Mel Jones left because of confusion, they thought that they were going to stand by themselves. At the close of the day, they die with time. Then, what's the other guy? There's this other guy used to have the barometer, Reginald Goodrich. No, it was the other guy. But Reginald Goodrich's party came into existence, one of the progressives too. At the close of the day, that party died down. You can't hear it.
You can't hear about them.
Followed by the other political institutions that came up. Then you have the late Dr. Cassell came with everything, and everybody felt that, oh yes, this is a good man. This political party going to stand. At the close of the day, that party died. All of the parties just die with time. So it tells you that Liberia really don't have politicians like we see in Nigeria, like we see in other countries. A political party, a standard bearer, or a political leader, he will not put everything around himself. He will build institution. He knows that he might get sick he will get sick along the way, because sickness is not conditional. So let's say bluntly, you will get sick along the way. You will have some misfortunes along the way. You will travel. Too many things will happen. You will your schedule will be so loaded.
That's the long-term plan.
Yeah.
Just consider yourself that one day you'll be out of the party.
You
believe in the vision of the party, that the party must live. So one day, if you are no longer, how do you expect the party to survive when you are not in the picture? That means there should be a plan on the way where the youth wing of the party should be more likely privatized in some other ways, where you will send people out for study.
That is the base of any institution.
Yeah, the youth wing.
The young people.
So the youth wing of your political party, you can send very few young guys out there, seek scholarship, they go and learn. And when they come back, they will not turn their back on the party. Like you said, this is the reason why you see the CDC and this United Party always dominating the two, that's the rest of the political parties since 2005. The reason is
they are the political Real Madrid and political Barcelona. Two El Clasico political.
When United Party took on government in 2006 in Liberia, you saw former President Salih. She sent the like of Eugene, she sent former Minister Kamara, all of them. She sent all of them out to go study. And they came back today, they had a kingmaker. Today they had a decision maker. So a political party that won't have a vision to take on Liberia, what you need to start doing right now, your focus should not be 2029 election, because you have like six years. But your plan, your long-term plan should be the next election after 2029, which will make a mark. So preparing yourself not to make a mark after the next election will be try to send the very young people in the party, let them go and learn more about the country, let them start it in very discipline.
Most of the
and when they come back, they will become a help to this party. Look at what the other person WAPO.
But most of the political leaders,
VOLT.
Most of the political leaders,
you don't even know him.
Most of the political leaders, if not all, are very selfish, very mean, very, very mean.
And you can say no better than that. They are mean.
Selfish. If it is not me, it should not be the next person. I, as the head, everybody should come to me. Everybody should seek my advice. I should give the instruction. It should not be the next person. If I can be the political leader, another person should not. Even if I am the political leader, I am out of the country, before anything is done in that political party, they should telephone me and I will dictate what the atmosphere ought to be. When you do that, and that's how most of the leaders are, that's what leads to most of the political parties dying in Liberia today. We do not have a vibrant political culture. Yeah, it's it. Now, the thing, it almost happened to Unity Party. Unity Party was dying when Salih left. Unity Party vision was not too clear moving forward. They had to fight some kind of way because there was internal wrangling. There was all kinds of things happening. People were leaving the party. The party was just misguided. So they developed a clever idea to say, let's reconcile, reunion, bring everybody back. But the intent was oh, look, former President Sirleaf, we can run this party with her. This woman has all of the vision, the contacts, and also. So let's bring her back. They realized that they were gradually dying. CDC, President George Weah is the torchbearer. In the absence of him, I'm not saying the party can be vibrant, but in his absence, you saw from the onset when he announced in his church that he was not going to contest 2029, what happened? The entire atmosphere was,
different,
uneasy. But you people have to stop. Build institution, man, going into 2029. Let's see that when a political leader leaves, let the country say, yes, this political party came into existence this time, didn't win the election, still around, is vibrant. Let the country give testimony. Let the testimony not be, oh, that just because they can't hustle, they didn't get the election, so they're going back. Because that's what happened. Everybody going back. Everybody, they're waiting now for 2028.
Yeah, 2028.
2028, then they will start springing up here, and they're running all over, say they're having queen contests, they're having football tournament, because that's how they come in. Having football tournament, they're having queen contest, and I sponsor this person, I have 300% on my scholarship. That's all those things that can come on, all those flimsy stuff. And it has never helped the country. That's why they can't win election. It will always be CDC, Unity Party. CDC, Unity Party, the two vibrant political institutions in this country.
Until they can do better. So let me just run quickly to the various contestants, the former candidates of the presidential election in 2023. So let's see. Let's just make you to understand the kind of percentage some of them can receive in the election is all because they will come unprepared. You have not done anything that the people will rely on and say this person did this. So that's the reason why we have to vote for them or why to do this one. So at the result, you see many of them getting a very small number in the election. Even that a whole district cannot get. Imagine, we got Luther and Yofi. Luther Yofi got 6,479 votes. You got the lady Ama Bendu Kroma, 5,991. You have Dr. Clarence Monuba. He got 5,298. You got Cedric E. Koyate, 5,100. You got David G.B. Kamu, 5,086. Alexander Cully, 4,398 votes. He's from the NRC. You got Cyrus Beslow Yanti, the lady you're talking about, from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Imagine, the lady got 3,644 votes.
But those are all, how they call them? There's a name. Call them. Those are all unknown. Yeah. Those are all unknown. Those are babies. Those are children political organizations. They are not parties. They are organizations. No, they are not parties, but they come under the banner of a political party because the law provides for that. It is their right. So they come as political party. But if you look at what constitutes a political party, most of these people don't have it. They don't have it. But the culture is a liberal one. Everybody comes in Democratic United Party, Organization of Democratic Unions.
It's all a great party.
Yeah, so at the close of the day, that's why it's hard in our country for a political party to win on first ballot.
Yes.
That is the reason why it is difficult for a single party to win on first ballot.
The 50 plus one in the first election.
We'll always have a runoff. If these people, despite having, or they are many, and at the close of the day, they can merge. They can merge? No, not merge, but just
come together. That's merge.
To come
like
together. How it is. And form one,
you
can have two parties.
To have a coalition.
Yeah, you can have two groups. Yeah. Just like you have the Republican and you have the. Yes. And you see that it will be so strong, so vibrant. But yeah, everybody, the hustling thing, everybody going to bed now.
Yeah, they're gone.
Only
20
two parties we're hearing.
CDC and
CDC,
Unity Party.
Unity Party. These are the two parties. If you have a tear, MPC, Movement for Progressive Change, Simeon Fremont, and we must commend him. What did he say? The man first press conference, 2024. The man said the mistake that he made in the past, he's not making that mistake. He's not going to sit down and wait when the election coming closer before he start to do things here and there. So he's starting from this moment all the way to 2029. And that's how it ought to be. Then the people will believe you and trust you and place their confidence in you. Let's go to the line and take a few calls on this one. Then we move to the ruling, the leak audio from the Jessica Luca Regis case. In my opinion, I should opinionate ahead of the discussion. Something happened somewhere, something. But this is Liberia. They will say this too is Liberia. Let's have your say on this one, 0770 907 907.
Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Simon Juice.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Isaac Wilson, President of the Custom of KOK, and I'm joining the conversation this afternoon from the dispute about four things. Simon Juice, I want to confirm to you and that of your co-partner. You know, the issue you guys expressed with these political party is something that have to be paid, Liberia have to pay major attention to, because now these days, people that come out and group themselves in a civil society advocated group, and then the next time we look is going to turn in a political party, because we as Liberians, we are not taking note of some of these things that we will not be accepting any political party will come to us. Because one of the things you see is this.
Oh, we lost him. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907. Put your calls through. Let's hear you on the first talking point. 0770 907 907. Various political parties in Liberia. The reason why they can go further in an election, the reason why they can get the needed vote, is because they turn their back too much on the people. They always come in the dime meaning, sometimes 1 year, 2 years to election, and they want to come and sugarcoat to the people. And Liberia has a culture. Liberia, we believe in truth identity. We like to see ourselves in the people. We got a caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Joanne. Good afternoon to St. Andrews.
Good afternoon. Your name, where you call from?
Yeah, this is Chokon Singh. I do join you from Grand Bassa County, Liberia District 1.
Chokon, let's hear you.
Yeah, let me just register something quickly before I go through, but because we've been following your, most especially I use my phone, sometimes I get you through, but I don't know what's the problem. You guys were like too much running until way down. I could not get you guys. I don't know whether you feel like them. But anyway, that is not an issue.
But you get it on now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at first, yeah, we weren't on. We tried running some other things, yeah. That's the reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So let's hear you.
All right. Yeah. So, like the issue you were talking about, political parties should be institutionalized than being something of surrounded by an individual, because this is where the problem comes from. When the individual is no longer around, the party dies down. So, for a political party to really stand strong in our country, that should be something to get everyone bringing their finances. But what Liberia will do is sit back, when they shout for the man, not putting in finances and depend on one person to contribute. And after all, when that person is no longer around, then no one else cares about their political party. And that's what's happening to us in this country.
Exactly.
So I think they need to work together and see how best is about this whole service something and move as one. Thank you.
Thank you. 0770 907 907. Keep your calls coming. Let's hear you.
Hello? Money, yeah. Money is Momo Kone calling from Galway. Yeah, my brother, as you people were saying, is that
Zero seven seven zero nine zero seven 907 0770 907 907. Hello?
Hello,
Yeah, your name and where you come from?
I'm Justin Brown calling from Banga.
Yeah, let's hear you, Justin.
Yeah, brother, thank you for the program show. You know, our people take on in the country for joke. If you're having a political institution, after election, you see that there will be no more political party. Only for two proper party. So if the people behave that the way we see our brothers in the United States, we have only two parties there. I think we better the two parties are sitting like that. Then we all have a party around here we call political party.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello? 0770 907 907 0770 907 907. Call and make your import. Hello? Hello? 0770 907 907. It's good to have a say on the discussion this afternoon. Bit and pieces. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you come from?
James Do calling from Real Latin Show.
Yeah, James, let's hear you.
Thank you for that discussion, brother. But the problem to Labrador politicians is too much being educated. Nobody want to go on their friend want to. Too much educated. The other person will feel that they get money more than their friend. These are the things that suffering like grand politician business. Everybody know all. No one want to be the boss. No one want to be the lead. Until they can come to themselves and want to blame election commission. I don't think they have a real policy or guideline. If they have real policy guideline in the election commission, they will give rules and orders.
Okay. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your name where you come from?
I'm Hezekiah Obi calling from Subatan community.
Let's hear you, Hezekiah.
Yeah, brother, no politicians that have the problem. We, the electors, have the problem.
How?
Some of the guys can go over there and talk about themselves good. Some of them can be telling us, you see me, so for me, I didn't get anything. For me, I did so, I did. Then we the same old people will be pushing that person to become a representative or a senator or even president. Somebody who lives in the U.S. for over 30 years, he knows how you're living here. He brings someone on their platform and just call you and say, you the other call you this and that, or a campaign manager in this place. We should we bring the man not living here, he didn't know nothing about this place. They may organize on their political parties. Because you wanting something, so he will bring you other things. And you will see the guy will not say anything. As you just said, the way the elections, I mean, we have a 2029, that we over from now to you will see with all kind of platform here. They will bring all kind of things here and then call 1 or 2, 3 persons and say, my man, you carry the platform and share with the people. The voters who will now sit down and analyze and take some other good, you will see us following that kind of person. At the end of the day, without blaming people around here. But guys who didn't have law for this country, we the electorate, we are the problem. Not those guys. Because they didn't know yet, we can bring them and put them into power. This is the problem. So when they organize any political party, how will the political party say? Because they may have hope in America. You have hope elsewhere. what the political party say. As soon you go, as soon you leave, the party break down. So that is the problem.
Thank
so
you.
We need to think ourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
I need to come on the tower. You from SKD, but I'm more committed to this same appropriate corner.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, as you are saying, there are so many people up there. They can just force down a small group, they call the political party, they can take it as when people resources, care about America, and use it as a cheap proper done to come and destroy the nation. Look at one thing, the foreign ministry, why? Yeah, poaching or family people who cannot call the third party, they can't for resources. I want a party, Benny.
The more brought her party, she registered her party and the people accepted, NEC accepted, and she contested and lost. Oh, let's get you. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Thank you. I am actually new calling from District 17.
Yeah, Isaac, let's hear you.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion. You see, my brother, as it relates to our electoral, I believe that there should be electoral reforms. The people should be able to reform their laws that in the electoral law that is not incestuous. So they should be able to write new laws that will guide people how to become a presidential candidate. Their criteria. The criteria should be, because we are in a modern world, right? The criteria should be hard up, right? Because if you say you want to represent the people, it means that you have a consequence. It means that you got certain number of people, you are popular, right? These are things that they can do, but because the old laws is just open to anybody, because as the other country said, we just come from the American court where they got one or two platforms, and both of our citizens, we are not educated, right? We do not understand how these things work. So they will come in the form of humanitarians. Yeah, humanitarians, they will do this, they will do that. But we can't read, we can't comprehend well, they will follow them, right? Because our living, you live in America for so many years, been here, you don't know anything about me. Then you come in and say you want to take me from property, the usual ranges. See, these are things that suffering us. So the electoral law need to be reformed. When the electoral law are reformed, the criteria there, people will know the criteria. So if you come in, we know that you will be consistent to the fact that I said to meet with so criteria before I can count, right? Some of those guys, they are broke. They can't collect money from the bank and roam. And because they know they will not go nowhere. End of the day, they want political seat. That's why we're seeing. That's what been happening in our country. You see, so we need to do more. We need to do more like other countries. After flashing our hair, we are still in the care of several century. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm fine. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Joy.
Just hear you?
And I enjoy it. But the issue here is fundamental. This is a fundamental issue. Your bureau was built on this kind of political warfare. The founding fathers of the bureau were people like
I'm fine. Your name and where you call from?
yeah, my name is Alama Kamara. I'm calling from Fiamma. I'm calling for that. I wanted like how you can people on the radio, where you have any your conversation. Yeah, I always follow you, bro. I like how you move. I really want to see you face to face.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you'll see me one day. 0770, let's take a few more calls. 0770-907-907. We'll take very few calls and move on to our next talking point. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you come from?
Yeah. I'm Ishmael Saleh calling from.
Yes, yeah, you.
First of all, thank you to the panelists organized presenting your topic. But I just want to say this. We the Liberians, we need to be very wise. All of the politicians will get 30 parties. They just establish these parties on a premeditated mind to have political slots and not for winning. So it level the electric to read between the lines. Like somebody referred to our foreign minister. She got her own few officials that she inculcated them within the system. Those are the people that voted for her, they have nothing to lose. They have no time for them. They're not only her. A lot of political parties, for some reason, they just get slot. So we need to read between the lines. We should differentiate between the serious-minded people and those that we are content to bring transformation to the country. So thank you very much. That's my contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well,
Your name and where you come from?
my name is Samuel Barron, and I call from Margibi County.
Yeah, Barry, let's hear you.
Well, first of all, thank you for the show. It's quite educative.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue of elections in this country, for me, there are two factors.
Mm-hmm.
The National Election Commission, I feel that they are making election cheap in this country. So at the end of the day, anybody can just come from anywhere once they are Liberians and see that they can contest. If there was a criteria set before being a representative, probably you should register with $1,000 United States dollars, senator 25,000, president maybe 100,000 or 50,000.
No, that's got to be legislated. It's not something like election commission has power on that. The legislature will have to go.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody can just come now and just come into the system and want to contest. You talk about the issue of political party.
Mm-hmm.
Political party is not built around individual, but an institution. So John Brown is coming to the country with maybe $50,000 US and see he's spending his money, so he's the law and gospel. So if he contests in the election and lost the election, he goes back to America and the political party dies. And that's not what we want in this country. We want institution that will come and stay than an individual just come in and contest. There are too many political parties. Look at this whole election. We have 20 persons contesting as president. I mean, I think it's just a waste in this country.
Thank you.
Number two is the electric.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to the former president, Ellen Sirleaf, when she said this, and I took it very serious. She said election this time is no more in the hands of the candidates, but now in the hands of the citizens, the electors to decide. They think of change. We have turned this country now to try and error. We said we want to change. We changed this government. This new government that just come again, people complaining for another change. So the citizens, we ourselves are contributing to some of these problems in the country.
Thank you.
One of the caller.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you.
Okay.
I think you have made a point, and people have taken in your point. So, well, that's all the call we're going to take on this segment. And earlier, before Sam Andrews could take a break, he talked about our next talking point about Jessica, a leak audio about Jessica, the Liberian girl who was involved into the issue of the white man. And we'll talk about that, but before we talk on that, let's see how best we can do that in small. The representative of District 7 in Bone County has forwarded a communication to a plenary about the pollution of the St. Paul River. And let's see whether we can run through this communication And after that, we talk on it small and get to the leak audio about Jessica. Representative Fambule writes plenary over pollution of St. Paul River. Bong County Electoral District 7 Representative Fode E. Fambule has written the plenary of the House of Representatives over the pollution of St. Paul River in Former and Sanoye in District 7, Bong County by local miners. The Bong County lawmaker told his colleagues on Thursday, April 18, 2024, through his communication in open section that the situation in his district is causing serious health hazard for residents of the district. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I wish to inform you about the distressing situation regarding ongoing pollution and mining activities on the St. Paul River. These activities have had a devastating impact on the residents of Former and Sanoye, who are facing numerous challenges as a result of it. The pollution and mining activities on the St. Paul River has led to severe environmental degradation, posing grave threats to the health and livelihoods of the affected residents. Honorable Fambule said the water, which is a vital resource for the local communities, has become contaminated, thus affecting citizens' ability to access clean and safe drinking water. According to him, the pollution is causing disruption of the fragile ecosystems, jeopardizing the biodiversity and sustainability of the area. In light of these grave concerns, Honorable Speaker, I kindly request your assistance in summarizing the presence of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the Ministry of Mines and Energy before the House of Representatives to share detailed information regarding the impact of the ongoing mining activities. Representative Formula Communication noted. Following the reading of the Bong County District 7 lawmakers' communication, plenary through its motion forwarded the letter to the committees on mine and energy and health to investigate the claim and report back to plenary in 2 weeks. So you see, Representative Ford Formula has sent a communication, and in the communication, he mentioned about the pollution of the St. Paul River. Residents in Sanoye District and Former, some of them drink the water, but the water is being polluted by miners on the river. But here is it. It is good to know as to what are the very lawmakers who are sending communications to plenary as to whether they are in the interest of the very people they are sending communication on their behalf. The thing here is, these very representatives will sit at the Capitol building and sign documents on behalf of the people residing in the various districts without understanding and accepting the fact that in future it will serve an impediment or it would embarrass the people who residing in those communities. You think miners who are mining on the St. Paul River, we agree and accept that some of them there, they are illegally mining, but some are legally mining. So if some are illegally mining, that which they pass through the rank and file of the concession agreement to have gone there and mine. So what do the citizens of that area stand to benefit? So that means the agreement the government went into with the miners out there, it is only in the interest of previous leaders who signed that agreement. So residents of those communities will not benefit anything. And now this is the health pollution now it's causing. People will not fresh water. The community where you expect the free oxygen, you will not find it anymore because the miners will go about mining, digging deep. They swam, digging and throwing down of those trees that we expect people to get the fresh oxygen from, you will not see them anymore because the miners will go about, in how much the mineral will be under the tree, the people will mine until they will throw the tree down. So if these things occurred in the communities, what do our people stand to benefit? The communication from Representative for the family, it is a very good communication. We're more Hilton for that. But the agreement between government and company have not been in the interest of the Liberian people. That is, before a company can be established and be given that permit to operate in a particular area, they should go through a vibrant agreement. They should go through an agreement that will benefit both the citizens and the government. The citizens who are residing, they are the direct affected community. So in how much you are the direct affected community, portion of what generated by the company or what revenue collected by the government from this company, you should directly benefit. And there are some corporate benefit that comes with the agreement. Before the minor, because you always know that you will have that long-term study about the company operation. You have geologists, they will tell you more about the future hazard this mining will cause. So because of that, the people will have to install hand pump for the people in that part of the community. Given the situation now the people facing about the safe drinking water issue, people will always face the problem of safe drinking water because there's no installation of hand pumps there. So in how much no hand pumps, obviously the people there will not have safe drinking water. And the people who are living in those towns and villages, they survive by the water, the running water. We are not saying the running water is safe for drinking, but in how much the hand pump is not there, the people are surviving by the running water. And if they are surviving by the running water, you got people mining on the very water. They got a lot of machines on the water. You have a lot of carbons under the water. People got fuel under the water. How do you expect the people to have safe drinking water in that area? Legislature go and sign document without in the interest of the people. How do you expect the people to survive? So the very legislature too, they are our problem. They are our problem. The people residing in the communities do not have the authority to sign contract with the mining agent or the mining company. So it is the reason why you legislators are elected to plead on their behalf, make laws on their behalf, do everything it takes to give them that release in that part of Liberia. But they will sit there. I'm not saying Fode is part of whatever agreement, right? His communication is good. But the communication is also going back to them that if you sign something, it should be in the interest of the majority. It should not only be because you have the leverage to enjoy Monrovia and the people back there don't have the privilege to come in Monrovia to live the same life you live in. Everyone can live in Monrovia. So the people live in the villages should also have certain level of living standard. You drinking mineral water here. The people there will not drink it. Why? Because you don't have the kind of resources there for the people to drink it. Gradually, things will get better. But until then, the people should have access to hand pump. Hand pump now should be one of the least things we should be discussing in Liberia. Hand pump. Lawmakers are capacitated in building hand pumps in the major towns and villages. I don't just want to be concerned to be major towns and villages because there are all minor towns you go there and seek vote. And you going there to seek vote, you should expect that people living there. And once people living there, you should seek their welfare. But anyway, that's how it is. And we leave it just as it is. Like I told you earlier before, we will talk about the leaked audio of Jessica. And Simon Juice will also be joining us very shortly. And we will be digging deep into the issue of Jessica, and let's have a listen before Sam can come in.
We can talk us out the law, and what I will go to talk on your own behalf before they can even go taking about it as a family. is that I agree when he goes to jail, maybe for a certain length of time, whatever sentence that the judge decides, they will not get anything in return. But you and I also know that if the family decides to go for the damages that he has caused the entire family, and even her, as we sit here, you may just be looking at her visible appearance and say she's okay. And think that she's okay right now. And we are not making up any story. Even as she sits, broadly, the reflection, that flashback can come. The flashback can come, and it's happening to her and the family. Even the brother.
Sleeping and crying.
Even the brother, as I guess, he will cry. He will just, because they are twins. He will just jump up and it's like, so, he will start talking about the sister, whether it was really true that the sister was about to die. So, if you want to really repel, you're talking about teaching the environment for me. I mean, even looking at something like that. In the future, if you are to file for damages, it may not be now. I'm coming because he's talking about if the person, let's say, talking about someone dying in accident and all of that. Yes, that's true. If we go criminal, like I will agree with you, we will not call it benefit per se, but what that person is getting as death benefit or the family is getting as death benefit, yes, that's it. But I'm saying if that same family decided to go silver, the damages will go more than what.
This is what I wanted to say, because in criminal cases, you don't go for damages.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The damages do not lie in criminal cases.
That's what I'm saying.
Forget about it.
So you can't go civil, that's what I say.
You can't go civil.
Yeah.
You can't go for civil damages in criminal cases.
You didn't understand me. The man said you gave your scenario. If someone was to die in an accident, this would be the death benefit.
Because
I'm saying
accident is not criminal case.
not criminal case.
It's not a case. It's not a criminal case. I want to
Accident is
tell
not
you,
criminal
man.
case. So you can go civilly, but in a criminal, in a 100% criminal matter, you cannot use the judgment of the criminal court to go and claim civil damages.
No.
We can't do that.
No, wait. If the person is adjudged guilty,
That's the reason why.
no, that's the reason you go to jail for that.
So let's go civil damages.
No.
In the accident home, when you go for wrongful death, you go for wrongful death. Or you go for accident resulting to death, which is quasi-criminal, you only go for that.
So important.
So the wrongful death will not be 10,000. Wrongful death, like you choose whatsoever thing you want to choose.
Yeah, okay. We needed to talk to understand each other. I'm still saying, because I don't know, initially you said that you were making a proposal because like your client, you did not involve. I come in, you say he was not in a loan. I'm talking about you and myself now previously.
I was there.
Yeah, but okay. You said he was not in a loan. So I think why they also going to think about it, yeah, it will be also good for you to talk with the defendant himself.
Very well.
Because to plead guilty, it has pros and cons. It has pros and cons. Meaning, yes, you are saving time, but sometimes a person may also feel that they are not guilty, and you, the lawyer, you're comparing them to say they are guilty. You getting the point I'm trying to make?
That's good.
And they are also. I know.
Our client will listen to our advice. You are not control.
No, I know, but no, you myself.
And whatever negotiation we are doing, our client is in the know.
No, because I'm saying.
That was way one day.
So you just need to let me know now.
But you didn't ask me now.
No, I'm going to be asking again.
No,
you started the process.
If you give our time, will not be good for you.
No, because I was concerned when my colleague said he started the process without the knowledge of his client. I was concerned.
There's nothing wrong with that. Between Monday and today, Thursday, a lot has happened.
Okay.
We are the lawyers. If we have a good case, we know. If we don't have a good case, we know.
They want to fast track, even if you have a good case.
Yeah.
And you say, you know what, I want winning master.
Yeah.
Not necessarily when you kind of people
Yeah.
it means you are arguing or you are arguing from a weak point of view.
No,
it's
that's not, not weak point at all. And that's why I'm bringing that.
So,
like I said from the beginning, I see
that's the very reason why
this man doesn't even look like somebody that is very strange. It's like I saw him somewhere before.
Jessica would be in Liberia, was saying something about the environment.
That's a difficult question that I can't answer. That is strictly the position of the family to say whether Jessica will remain. I don't know where
you're thinking about it. I wonder if you're
whether Jessica will remain to where you are currently, or maybe she will move up to Mama Point, or she will move on the Guru, or she will move in Single, wherever it is, or she will travel outside of the country. It's not for me to say. What we are making is an initial offer. It's an offer. You told us what's on our mind. We told you what's on our mind.
Yeah, I remember when we come also, as that even for this time we agree. When we get a scan, I don't know anything. She said, yeah, at least to conduct plastic surgery, the business. So it's too bad, I think this year.
And those carotene, and I say, except you want to everything here now. Going to a family, you're coming around. If you come out,
these are my family.
Yeah, what if you are saying we can talk right now, yeah. I don't mind.
There's something that right?
Then we can take note. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000. The addition to the 10,000. We want some operation to be done to remove the scar.
No, instead of saying we accept, I think they should be saying, I think don't tell them to say we accept.
No, I just example.
They should be saying we hear this. But is there any possibility, even though you have made this offer, I'm saying that that's what they're supposed to say. Mm-hmm. They're not saying we accept.
That's why I said you're going to guide them. But if you
no. And based on the question he was asking, because you talk about the cash, right? And the way I'm understanding him, he's asking you now if that was something that the family was to still agree to come. Is there a possibility of her undergoing surgery in addition to what he actually
I'm not a medical practitioner to know whether or not that scar can move from her neck. One. But I said this has been a proposal that we didn't make.
You see, I want to think about it and come back. You
want small thing to do passage surgery.
Okay. See, then we can now say, okay, let's have a doctor to examine it to see whether this car can move.
But I think that's what you're talking about. An example you're making, right?
No, it's a proposal.
The proposal will make $3,000 US.
So the other one there. Then you can come and say, okay, yeah, apart from this, can she do this surgery? Can she do that?
Then the doctor will look now and say, okay, she can do the surgery to remove the scar. This is what it will cost. Then the family will be involved. Then we have the package. Which now we can
plastic surgery from my own understanding. Plastic surgery. I mean, every year you have to put in plastic.
No, whatever the surgery will be, that one, we have medical people to know the terminology. When the doctor look at it, say, I can pull the cream there, the whole thing move. The thing is, the scar will disappear. What can we do for the scar to disappear? And then at the point there, myself, maybe first was I was thinking about that on my own. I discussed with nobody. Yeah, I say, you know, she was not born like this. So is it possible for the scar to move? Nothing there. I say, I don't know the cost. But these are the proposals.
When I medical case we did, we ran their nose.
Several years ago now.
Yeah. I don't want to spark with
since we are now putting a cap on the house, so just a minute.
No.
That's the issue. You listen. That's the audio about the lady who was involved into the issue where it was being widely spread on the Facebook that the white man wanted to kill this lady when a motorcyclist saw them on the highway, and according to the cyclist, he tried rescuing Jessica. But then when they saw Jessica, there was an attempt of cutting her neck, and later she was being taken to hospital, and she responded to treatment. And according to news, they say they went to court, and they ruled the case against her. From all indication, the judge requested evidence. You know, when these things happen, the way sometimes we can think about it, not how sometimes the law can take it. Sometimes we will be too much in empathy with the person that will now observe some of the liquor stands. And because of that, we feel that when the court has taken its ruling, we feel the judge or whoever might take him bribe or has been compromised. But there are times when things happen, we have to look from the both angles. Though it's true we are not in favor of the issue that occurred between this white man and Jessica, whether it was the white man who tried cutting Jessica's neck, but the two of them have been in relationship. Openly, Jessica's mother admitted. Jessica's mother said the white man got his wife, I think in America, he is a missionary. When he came, he told Jessica he wanted to marry Jessica, and Jessica went and told her mother, and the mother said, oh, but then if that's the case, if you know him to be a good person, you can continue the relationship, or you can put relationship together. But there's this question you need to ask him. What will happen when his wife notices that the two of you are loving or are together? The Jessica lady said, she told the white man, and the man said, he don't have problem. In fact, he have communicated with his woman, and the woman is excited receiving Jessica. So, according to Jessica's mother, they said the white man had few time, to depart Liberia prior to the thing happening to Jessica. So, when according to Jessica, on a release, she said two of them went, in the supermarket, they bought some things. They got in the car, they were going, the man was just driving. They came on highway. The man carried the car somewhere in an area, according to her. The man said something happened to the car tire. The man got down, and she got down. According to her now, so when they got down, she said she wanted her, her hair sound with something. She fell off. She was not to herself. And later on, you saw somebody testifying that he the one saved Jessica. And the guy said when he saw the car moving, the car went and stopped. And later on, he saw the white man taking down the girl from the car. So that contradicting statement, right? The lady said the guy parked the car and they got down from the car. The guy, I think the car tire was flat. So they knocked her head and she fell. And the cyclist who was behind this car said when he saw the car parked, but the car washed in fact. But the car parked for a very long time, so he decided to go and check on the car. So according to him, when he went there, he saw the white man was trying to cut up the neck of Jessica. That was how he blew an alarm. People came around, and he arrested the white man. They went to put the white man in jail. The white man spent a couple of months in jail following the prosecution. And they went through the case. According to the judge, they requested for evidence or evidences, and those evidences to have substantiate that indeed the white man was the one who committed the act. According to them, they say those evidences they requested were not provided because they said they needed, I don't know, the knife they were using or the cable they were using to cut Jessica's neck, they wanted it, or the thing they said in that Jessica Highway and the real wing or whatever, it was not there. They requested for it. So, however, be as it may, they ruled the case. They say the case is against Jessica, and Jessica started swearing the white man. Jessica said the women will not find peace. The women will not see the face of God from the disgrace he brought to she and her family in Liberia, making her publicly disgraced. People looking at her, people heard about her, people didn't expect her to have gone the route she went, and people got to know the stance of her family. So she swear the white man, be as it may, that's how it is as we stand. But there are other legal or other advocates who are saying the case will not go just like that, but they have ruled finally. But others are saying they will still take issue. Other, humanitarian organization or other human rights advocates are saying they will still take on the issue. So we don't know from what angle they will take the issue, but it's possible they can take the issue and the issue can still take another trend. But I'm reliably informed that the women got very few days in Liberia and will be leaving Liberia. So if the women will leave Liberia, then I don't know how the women comes back for the continuation or for the new establishment of the case again in another dimension. So that's how it is, Sam.
The leaked audio only explained or revealed that bribe was offered, money was offered. That's what they offered. Initially, it came out in the grapevine. Many would not believe it, except for few who were very critical and based on Liberia's culture and the gullibility of most of the lawyers that would stoop so low for money. No disrespect to the judiciary and the lawyers. They are good lawyers, but there are some who can stoop so low. And the audio revealed just that. You heard one of them say, oh, that thing that just, Sky, you can whip it, man. And even if you look at the video when Luca Riches was being escorted out of the court, he was protected not by the sheriff of the court, but by a lawyer, one of those who represented him. So the audio you listen to, it involves almost all parties, all of the parties. And they initially offered 10,000 United States dollars. The insistence carried it to 20,000, and the last amount, 30,000, so that she would waive it. In fact, if you listen to the audio carefully, you can tell that they will use their legal persuasive way of intimidation. I said persuasive intimidation. That means there's a way they can tell you, or they will tell you, that if you can accept this, well, you think you have a case, but you can win it. It will go against you. So the best option you have available to you is to get something and go. It's either you insist, you will lose the case, or you compromise and you get something. So that's how most of the lawyers do that. We see that most of the time. They will know that you have a good case, but you don't have the kind of money. So, and they go for the money. One lawyer said that he goes for the money. And let me not try to be protective of the person's character, because he is an open person. He says it openly, and he can say it any day because he was asked many times, Arthur Johnson, and he said that's why they go to law school, to protect, and they first and foremost priority, the money. So it's not a strange thing, but take it or leave it. Bribe went on. Not only that, but the situation in Liberia, the white man cannot go into black man's jail. The white man cannot be tried in a black man's court. That's how it is with America all over. Take it or leave it. I have no regret, no apology, because I know we've seen it many times, and not only in Liberia, but even out of this country. You know why America will fight how to enter a treaty with several countries that you can try their citizen on your soil, but your citizen should be tried on their soil, that you can incarcerate their citizen in your jail, but they can incarcerate your citizen? It's all on racism and rights. It's all about might makes right. When the ruling was handed down, I started to have a rethink of this war crimes court. I gave it several options, but again, I will not deviate from ensuring that the war crimes court is set up in Liberia. But now we know, and those of you who would blame other countries for being racist, well, if you not know that America is the lead proponent of racism, then you know that whole Jessica case, my personal opinion, it was tampered with. It was tampered with. And the outcome was not a surprise. Probably it was a surprise to very many of you, but it wasn't, because from the very onset, from the very day I knew that a white man, Luca Riches, was never going to go to Liberia's prison and get into that filthy place. No. Under no condition. In fact, he wasn't in the kind of prison that a black Liberian would go to. No, he was highly protected because he's a white man from America, American citizen. We saw that in here during Charles Taylor time. We saw it Ellen's time. So it's not a surprise with the Luca Riches situation. So that's it. So the audio is out. Listen to this one. Listen how listening to this one, I get to the lawyers. Look, when we're coming up, we used to hear this expression and say, when lawyer died, they would tell them Ozada. Yeah, because the people they will look at, they would say, yeah, draw the case, yeah, the 100% wrong draw, even 5,000%. But once the person who brought that case against Dry has the money, the lawyers were prepared to go for the money. Listen to the conversation again. Have a listen. Telling, condemning the lady, what kind of thing? So you can go for plastic surgery. And say, no, man, plastic surgery, that just, you can just put something there, weapon.
Yes, he can use cream.
Yeah, listen.
Jessica would be in Liberia was saying something about the environment.
That's a difficult question that I can't answer. That is strictly the position of the family to say, Jessica will remain. I don't know where you are. Whether Jessica will remain to where you are currently, or maybe she will move out to Mama Point, or she will move on the Olu, or she will move in Singapore, wherever it is, or she will travel outside of the country. It's not for me to say. What we are making is an initial offer. It's an offer. You told us what's on our mind. We told you what's on our mind.
Yeah, coming also, as that even for this time we agree. And we get a scar. I don't know at least to conduct plastic surgery.
That's a scar they're talking about now on her neck. Yeah.
Now I say, SL, you want to everything here now. When to a family, you're coming right. If you come out, these are my family. If you are saying we can talk right now, yeah. I don't mind. Then we can take note. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000, or you addition to the 10,000. We won. Then we can take note. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000, or you addition to the 10,000. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000, or you addition to the 10,000. We want some operation to be done to remove the scar. Okay, look, we accept the 10,000, or you addition to the 10,000. we want some operation to be done to remove the scar.
No, instead of saying we accept, I think they should be saying, I think, don't tell them to say we accept.
I just example.
They should be saying, we hear this, but is there any possibility, even though you have made this offer, I'm saying that that's what they're supposed to say. They're not saying we accept.
That's why I said you're going to guide them. But if you
no, and based on the question he was asking, because you talk about the cash, right? And the way I'm understanding him, he's asking you now if that was something that the family was to still agree to come. Is there a possibility of her undergoing surgery in addition to what he actually
I'm not a medical practitioner to know whether or not that scar can move from under her neck. One. But I said this is one of the proposals that we didn't make.
You see, you have to think about it and come back. Okay. See, then we can now say, okay, let's have a doctor to examine it to see whether the scar can move.
I think that's what you're talking about. Example you're making, right?
No, it's a proposal.
The proposal will make $3,000 US.
So the other one there, then you can come and say.
So it suggests
that
all of the parties were in the room.
Surgery, can she do that?
Then the doctor goes now and say, okay, she can do the surgery to remove the scar. This is what it will cost. Then the family will be involved. Then we have a package. Which now we can make
surgery from my own understanding. Plastic surgery. I mean, every year you have to go change plastic.
No, whatever the surgery would be, that one we have medical people to know the terminology. When the doctor look at it, say, I can pull the cream there, the whole thing move. The thing is the scar will disappear. What can we do for the scar to disappear? And the thing is the scar will disappear. What can we do for the scar to disappear? And the thing is the scar will disappear. What can we do for the scar to disappear? And then at the point there, myself, maybe first I was thinking about that on my own. I discussed with nobody. Yeah, I say, you know, she was not born like this. So is it possible for the scar to move? Nothing like say I'm not doctor to know the cost. But these are the proposals.
When that medical case we did, we ran their nose.
Several years ago now. Okay.
I don't want
so since we are now putting a cap on us, so just the
meeting.
But when I'm claim meeting, so I can get food.
No.
So all of the parties were in the room. That's what I suggest, listening to it carefully. All of the parties were in the room. And whichever way the case went against Jessica, I don't want to believe that she will have done that to herself.
To herself, yeah.
Those scars or wounds on her wasn't a makeup. But they, just as things happen, how we interpret it is not how the law sees it. You can think that you have a good case based on your understanding literally, but it's different from the scientific aspect, which is the law.
How the law will interpret it to you.
Yeah. So the ruling went against her. Luca Riches is out of Liberia. She said what she needed to have said at the court, but he's off. And they think, here's another thing I've been pondering. Why would they, as family, even sit to have a meeting with the lawyer and other people, talking with the intent to accept or to offer bribe?
This whole thing has been premeditated.
But the first thing, once you know that is the issue, you just don't give in, give no credence to it.
So you will understand from the recording that the family member who went to represent Jessica's family, he went to have the issue compromised because he and 2 or 3 other persons who are influential in their family might have had a thought. So the talk has been, you go in there to represent the family, we can let Jessica to know, but let chairman ask, the money will come like a goodwill from the guy who hurt you. You understand? So that means Luca is making the money available, but it will tend to be Luca is making the money available as if, since you have gotten winner, since the sky is on you, Luca providing this money from his own will.
But
Though
he's
not
the one who provided. He's not the one
no,
who provided.
the money has been provided through him. It is because of him the money has been provided.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
On behalf,
on his
not
behalf.
from him.
Not from him directly, I might say.
On behalf. The money, the source of the money is unknown. But it is obvious that money was involved because we heard the amount 10,000 offer. And then to do plastic surgery. And whether she will be in Liberia or she will get out, somebody, some kind of institution will offer that amount. But my argument is that they should not have given any attention to such. You have a case. If you lose the case, fine, you go on, live with your scar. As far as you're concerned, you were attacked. He did an act. You saw him. You know him. You're being together. But since the law said your evidence isn't weighty enough, your evidence isn't substantial enough, and moreover, it is filled with contradictions, well, you move on. You move on, and then whatever happened, you leave it with God and live with those marks. And
can we take
let's take few calls on this. But before then, let's have this. Let's bring you this. The 40 EPS officers will present their petition to the House of Representatives.
The dismissed EPS officers.
Yeah, 40 of them will present.
It is who is being violating our rights, but also the national police. As over the April 1824.
No, it's quite, sorry, we can, it's not that clear as the way we want it, but 40 of them will present their petition statement to the legislature.
And, you know, I'm quite sure that the petition from these dismissed EPS officers was being trickled down, or it was being sensitive enough to have raised from the Thursday edition of the Good Morning Liberia, where one of the dismissed EPS officers came and he sat on this very radio and they talk about how they were being dismissed, and they talk about how the government was not paying attention to their affairs. And afterward, they were walking towards the Capitol building, according to a few of them, because later we talked to them, they said they were walking towards the Capitol building, and they were being arrested by the Liberia National Police right around the central area. And they were being carried at the headquarters, and we earlier heard them that they were being tortured, and up to current, we yet to know much about them. But then the video or the recording here is coming in broken.
Yeah, so let's take few calls on this, then we move. Our guest is already in. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907. After the calls, then we move into the dreadful, disgraceful, pathetic situation of the President of Liberia, the only institution in the world with such bad record. Almost 2 years in court, yet they will checkmate and chastise other institutions and politicians. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Your
Yeah?
name, where you call from?
My name is Mamu Vikadi. I'm calling from Central Macroville.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, it is somehow frustrating to see our justice system taking a trend that it should be looked at as a bad thing. For me, offering I get 10,000, if I were her or her family, I would tell her, don't even accept a dime from them. Leave them with their conscience. Leave them with God. There's nothing you do on the earth go unpunished. And those lawyers who defending falsehood against their own sanity, go on to them. Their days are there.
Thank
That's
you.
my own sound. Yeah.
Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm fine. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Tabuka, calling from Totota.
Yeah, Dakuka. How is Totota?
Yeah, Totota is okay.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love the analysis you have put forth that it was somehow intimidating. It means that the person you put your trust in as a lawyer, you say, go and defend me. Then when it comes to you, they say, look, this case, you have to leave it. Then you feel hopeless. So in that hopeless situation, sometimes the decision that you can make to accept or to leave something, we don't count it to be like it is solely yours. It was not a calculated plan that Jessica made that I would do this, so at the end of the day I can compromise. So everything that they did over there, even if Jessica family accept that money, I believe that they did it all of hopelessness. So I'm just sorry that they have.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Morris from
Morris, let's hear you.
joining from the student community in District Number 8.
Let's hear you, Morris.
Tell you what all the lawyers that put the pen up, you can see by the HF. Because you will see people who depend on the old age, the law that's okay, other people that they have money, they will say, oh, but then you see what happened. They will not only defend on the different people. Actually, they care. So what I think, if you just forget about the money, forget about everything, and leave, I think you will go. A lawyer, you become a lawyer, and left for you. We have a family too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this last person. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you join us from?
I'm Kaifetule. I join you from District 3, Masalado County.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, the girl, the justice system in this country, brother, at times, you look at it, you really feel about how the trending the blood is taking. We look at key issues, when we see our lawyers, our judges, the way at times they pray the cases, it somehow confuses really. But in this case, we actually will now be looking, maybe the uprising service will make, it will somehow question past those lawyers and you feel that only little of nothing they can be carried away by to actually make it to understand that the first preference is the life of this, girl, not foreigner. That's mistake they're making.
Thank you. Okay, we take this last person. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Sheldon Davis. I call from Gotsumutan community.
Kakata?
Kakata, yes.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, concerning the case of Jessica. No, this is Liberia where the unusual can happen and go free. We live in a country that those things that happen out of this country are happening in Liberia and we allow it to go free. Our justice system is clearly corrupt. That case What kind of evidence the judges needed before they say the case is true or not? The sky, everything on Jessica is visible. That's something you gotta look for it before you see it, because it was involved with American man, Liberian churches that go and compromise it. That is this is the kind of justice we get from America. If this was an Liberian man involved in that thing, America is going to take it very serious. But since it is an American man that did such an act, they go about compromising it. The women set up this country. I'm disappointed in them.
Thank you.
Because this is the place that women group, women rights, women lawyers supposed to go and represent the woman that was hurt, the woman that was almost killed. But none of them who even speak out.
Thank you.
It is sad, my brother. It is very sad.
Thank you. You make your point. You make your point. He's right, and they have to stand up. At the time, we expect them to advocate on behalf of their fellow women. They wouldn't go that route, but instead, sometimes they will go on the contrary. But that's all the call we're taking for now, and we got our guest. He's already seated earlier. It was been announced that we will be having Akwe Besa of the Press Union of Liberia. I want to consider him as the president. So very shortly, I think we will have to move on to him. Yeah, Akwe, good. Good evening. It's already 5 o'clock. Good evening, Akwe.
Thank you. I want to say thanks for having me in this studio.
Welcome.
Since you moved this way, it's my first time.
Oh, your first time? Tell us your impression.
I've been here, but I haven't appeared on the show. I think it's impressive and the cause is laudable.
Okay.
To have such a studio and the work that we all do as journalists.
Okay. Yeah, earlier you heard me calling you president. Earlier we had Charles Coffey, later Daniel Yankona. We want to understand your status first before we can go into depth.
So I am the stand-in president. I'm the caretaker president.
Caretaker president.
And all of those who were holding on. So to ensure that the union gets back to its normality, so I'm here to lead the union.
The Press Union of Liberia is the mother organization for all journalists in Liberia. And then the Press Union has that integrity where every journalist wants to affiliate with. Bring us up to speed. What is the start of our Press Union of Liberia?
Okay. So we are journalists know already what is unfolding. Some members in the public already themselves know. So before I begin, I want to...
You say the gas is low.
Our
guys from Kakata saying the gas is low.
I want to firstly express my deepest condolence to all of our colleagues, families, and media, our colleagues who died in the period from February up to now. We've lost some great men in the media, some pen pushers, and some great analysts. The likes of Mr. Herman Boy Flomo. We have Penna Robertson. We have our dear brother from Mangibi County, Patrick Wissa. And we have Steve Sidibe, recent. Again, we have Joseph Kekula from Nima County. So it is saddening in the media community that we lost so many great men, and we must express our deepest sympathies to all journalists and their various families, that they are so rest in peace. So at the level of the Press Union of Liberia, we are at the stand in leadership to ensure that the union gets back on course. That's what we are trying to do.
Since get back on course, with leadership started, what do you mean?
So there's a stalemate. We have an election impasse that started since 2022. And up to date, this is where this situation has led us. So with that, the integrity of the institution has dropped. the expectation of the union from people has dropped. So there is a need, especially with this matter in court. I wouldn't want to run into the court issue too much, but just a little, insight on how I think we can all come together now and see how we can resolve this matter as an institution of integrity.
Go ahead.
So the issue being court.
Yeah,
With that, I think we can help to all work it out, get it out of the court, and go into this entire election process that brought about the court issue.
Okay, we are informed since 2022, but before coming to 2022, you serve as the Assistant Secretary General under the stewardship of former President Charles Coffey, and you serve as a General Secretary, quote unquote. That's a General Secretary, quote unquote, in the ended election.
Acting.
In the ended election, the controversial election where you had a couple of journalists who were considering the election to have been flooded, and was conducted, and there was a result of the election commissions, and they said Daniel Yankona won the election, and you also won as a General Secretary.
Unopposed.
Come again?
Unopposed.
Yeah, unopposed. So now, what is your stand? Since the election was being conducted, and there is the other party, Team Julius Kanuba, who fell in breach in the process, and now took the union to court, and you are an official of the union prior to you going through the election as a General Secretary. What is actually the leadership role you are playing as an Assistant Secretary General to try to mitigate the entire process?
So, Mr. Coffey and Musa Kene left. Daniel Yankona and I left in the gap, the space to ensure this matter was resolved. Daniel, at some point in time, left, and so we cannot leave the union at this level without vacuum. That's why we filled it in. So immediately, Mr. Yankuna left, we had a plan, firstly, to conduct a stakeholder meeting, to hear from the stakeholders, especially veterans, both home and away, to give their own suggestions and ideas on how we can remediate this situation. So we immediately contacted some of the former leaders, some of the veterans, and our ideas were bought. So some of the former leaders, especially Mr. Peter Kukwe, who is the lead for the mediation team now, after being informed, he said, okay, we are thinking about something similar, and since you have this already, and we have been having our meetings, I will have you invited to our meetings so that we can begin discussion from there. So I attended 2 separate meetings of the mediation team. And where we are now, the last meeting was immediately after Daniel's resignation from the entire process. I had no more interest in any election matter of the level of the press union, letting it go for the sake of the union to see how we can mend our wounds to come back together instead of being a divided union. So this is where we are. The mediation team, I think they are acting the right way, but they are acting very slow. So since Daniel left, it's almost 2 months now. We are still faced with this situation. What I thought immediately this will happen, by this month we'll have our election. It's about just cleaning the voter roll. If we have had issue with the voter roll, it can be handled.
So cleaning of the voter roll was one of the ones raised by Kennedy Julius Kanuba. And how do you describe the action of the election commission by then after the complaint was being forwarded to or the concern was being raised by Judah Kanubak to the Election Commission, you as a candidate as well, how did you describe their action that they didn't go through the complaint filed by Team Kanubak and they went about conducting the election?
So there were communications, Sam, of complaint that there has some disenchantment over the process, especially the voter roll, and there were names given of people, of journalists who they thought were not full member of the press union. So giving a task to individuals, professional individuals to do their work, we, at that time, especially a partaker of that election, were now poking into their work. I was named already as a candidate in the process. So they were professional people doing their work. So they didn't expect me to be poking into their work every time, doing this, doing that. But according to them, there were communications of complaint from Team Kanubak to them, and they allow him a communication as well to come and see how they can look into the matter. And to all of the time, to no avail, it didn't come to fruition. And they said, we got to proceed with the process. And when Banga, resources were being, put into the entire process. People came from other counties to grace this event. And the Congress was conducted, it was held. It was in my own mind, right? No one wants to govern a divided union. So even if Kanubak is elected tomorrow, he wouldn't want to lead a union or a body that is divided. So we thought, why to see how we can, move around to postpone this process, come back and have this photo roll clean up, just to have it satisfied. We can go through the process. So it didn't work, and the election was held, but it was held through a legal battle as well. There was injunction placed. Injunction was also lifted by the same judge that placed the injunction. So the election went on, and winners were announced. We came back, we got faced with the same court issue, declaratory judgment, and yeah.
So you, as a general secretary, do you consider that election to be a clear election? When the election was being heard, instead of 10 o'clock, it was being heard at 4 o'clock, has been to our knowledge?
The court can decide that now. It is in court. Since it is in court, right? Let the court make that decision, or to allow us not to waste time now, right? To just take the matter from the court and go back to the status quo ante and go through another election.
Looking at the press union of Liberia, you as former Assistant Secretary General, now President or acting President of the union, would you mind telling people exactly, because people might want to know maybe the reasons why Team Kanubak has some issues with the election commissions was how people acquire ID cards. As a General Secretary, would you mind telling us how or who are those qualified to have an ID card of the press union of Liberia?
So as per the constitution of the press union, we have the membership status, one of which is affiliate, or have associate, and full members.
Who are the affiliates?
The affiliate are people practically who are not journalists, but just have, want to be around the media community, be a friend to the media. You can be an affiliate member. We have journalists as well, associate members, right? Who are not full member. People who haven't reached the status, maybe have not practiced for 5 years or above, or you have just graduated from one of these journalism school, and you are practicing, but yet you haven't reached 5 years or above to be a full member. So you are a member of the press union, but you don't have the right to vote. And then if you qualify from 5 years and above by the membership, even at the level of that, practicing for 5 years, it is at the discretion of the membership committee to determine your fit from.
After accepting me that I have practiced for five or above and have my press union ID card.
It's not about just having ID card, right? It is at the discretion of the
What description there again?
Of the
After
membership.
you-
Of the, no,
after I made up the criteria.
of the membership. Membership determines whether you are met the criteria or not to make you full member.
This is what I'm saying now. You say you have an affiliate, you have
The
an
associate,
associate.
associate.
Yeah, you
Those,
are,
if you are practice.
yeah. I come here getting all of the status, right? You have affiliate members. You have associate members, right? Then you have a full member. So it is the full membership status we're discussing. So when one have a full membership status, that means you have practiced in the media for 5 years and
So you are
above.
qualified.
So you are qualified.
Yes.
So there's the issue now. Other people have ID card, full membership ID card, but were not allowed to vote as well. Their names were being removed from the voter roll. So that was one of the crimes too from Team Kanuba.
No, I don't think that was one of the crimes. The crime has been there were people whose names were on the list are not journalists. It wasn't based on people having ID card and their names that are on the list. There were names of first 11 names given that they were not journalists and their names were to be taken from the list.
So how was the commission doing verification to understand as to whether documents or information submitted by an individual as a journalist were all true?
We have membership forms. Membership forms have been filled in. Every journalist in this republic, if you are a full member, associate member, you have filled in form. So the forms are there. So it will be reviewed by the membership. The membership says you are a full member. The names is placed on a full membership listing. So even the associate membership, they were disaggregated. We have full members who are eligible to vote and associate members who are not eligible to vote. You can partake in other activities of the union, but you cannot make decisions when it comes to who becomes the leaders.
Now, all of those things are now reaching to a conclusion. The union now has reached a stage where we want to revamp the union, and the authority now has been given you to revamp the union. Where are we when it comes to revamping the entire process?
So, like I said, immediately Daniels left, we had a plan drafted, and we shared the plan with some of the former leaders, our veterans, both home and abroad, and the ideas were all bought. So we were called by the lead for the mediation team, Mr. Peter Kokwe, that, Akwe, this is a very good idea, but we are having meetings, the mediation team, and I think we will have it included in our meetings going forward. I attended 2 different meetings from the mediation team, and I think they've been doing a very good job, and we should be speedy about the process now to ensure that the union leaves from where it is to get back on its course with all of us coming together under one umbrella, celebrating again the oneness of this great fraternity. So the union, right, no one can govern a divided body. No one. It's time. There are some things that are necessary sometimes, but it's not always necessary to continue some things, especially when it seems not necessary to fight among ourselves on the system. It's a process to change instead, not an event.
So the presidency of the President of Liberia goes for 2 years, right?
3.
3 years.
Yeah.
We had the election in
2022.
There was no induction ceremony, so will Daniel Yankuna go down in history as the former president of the union?
No, he was not. He wasn't inaugurated, where we inaugurated due to the issue of the court. So where we stop, I think, there, I think, it would have begun form when the court had ruled in the matter, whatever ruling it would have come up with.
So now the court has not come up with ruling, and now he has resigned. So since he has resigned his post, that means everything now has been turned over to you as a assistant secretary general.
Yeah. So though we are part of this entire impasse, right, and we are a part of this particular matter, and one may say they created a situation. That's why we are here. We are there. We are not leaving it until it's resolved. So in a de facto leadership and area, that's what we've been acting. We are de facto leaders of the union until this impasse is resolved. Once it is resolved, then we can begin from where we are to move forward.
So we haven't reached the 3 years and you're calling for a new election, right? So now, will the union observe the 3 years period again for every president elected, or would there be?
So we will be starting. We want to start afresh. We want to start afresh, right?
So that means the 2 years we have operated will be none of
we not be operating that we call operation.
Yeah, we have existed. So
the union,
the union, the 2 years will be counted.
Before we were born, the union were in existence. We will live and live in the union in existence, right? So, as a union, this coming September will make out 60 years old. 60 years.
So are we here to celebrate?
What can we show as an institution? What can we show? We have nothing to show as an institution.
But you've been part of the leadership.
So that's why some of us got into the process to ensure that the difference is being made in everywhere we work. So for the sector, for the aspect for which I joined, there is a difference. Working alone with the former leaders now, we held a secretariat, and the secretariat was properly handled during the time we were there and still there. So when things become to change gradually, having all the full time to work with other leaders who will come on board, the mindset that we had, the sustainability plan that we have for the union, instead of doing SOL call for our colleagues, there are good plans that we have that may not be disclosed now for the union, but when the appropriate time comes, it will be disclosed for the sake of the union.
So just before we go to the status and maybe concern and plan on the way on how maybe election will be conducted, let me take you back to the inclusiveness of all the journalists who are in the outside part of Monrovia, because quote-unquote it's been widely spread that the president of Liberia only privatized journalists who are residing in Monrovia. They're always looking down on the guys in the rural part of Liberia. How true is it? If so, have you come across such a discussion, and what was your intervention?
If it has been they are saying it's not from the time some of us enter, from Mr. Kamara time.
Abdullah Kamara.
Because the decentralization plan, I'm one of those who can tell you right now in my phone, I have many of our colleagues' numbers in my phone. I have their contacts that I can get in touch with them.
But they say you guys only get to them when election.
If we're not so, after my friendship, the fraternity for me is not about elections. Okay. Once we met today and you are a member of the fraternity, it's forever. We are a member. And so if it was so, recently we were in Calcutta mourning the death of our dear colleague Patrick Wise. We were there for the wake. We went there to bury Patrick. So we have gone other places for happiness. And we remain here and do statements and advocate for our colleagues in the counties. So the union has been decentralized. The decentralization plan of the union has been working. We've been carrying our activities in the counties to have our colleagues a part of, where they play key roles, and we from the town just sit back and they play those roles.
You talk about decentralization. Has there been any strategic leadership position?
Structures.
I mean, leadership position that where journalists from Nimba, maybe Margibi, Maryland will be included on the leadership of the PUL? Has there been?
So the first thing after the elections, we have regional coordinators, we have coordinators in 4 counties, And maybe you're talking about elected positions. So all of us here came from a background, community radio background, came from Lofa County and to Monrovia for further education. So I'm here representing the people from Lofa County, and we've had others who've come from other counties. And for greener pasture and further to further their education. So they represent the county or the counties they come from. So we've not denied any of our colleagues who have come from a county to get involved into the process of contesting. So that's just one of the reasons I think the issue of inclusiveness has been seen. We are in touch with our coordinators. We are in touch with our colleagues in the counties. We are in touch with our regional coordinators. One of our regional coordinators for Bone, Nima, and Lofa has just passed. An unfortunate thing that we so dearly regret. Joseph Kekula, who coordinated the 3 counties very well, and his passing has created a fault at the level of the union.
So if Tim Kaluba sees reasons to drop or withdraw the case from the court, that means the union will have to go to an election this year? Do we expect election this year?
As soon as everything is settled for me.
And that's the whole law?
That's the whole law.
So that's what I'm asking. So
as soon as it is settled, Tim Kaluba and every other veteran can see reason to ensure that this is being done. We all can work together wherever we have had issues to settle them and go for this election afresh.
Do you have intent of contesting for the level of the presidency?
I don't have any intent of contesting for the level of the presidency.
But you guys came a very long way, ranging from Charles Coffey as an assistant secretary and contested as a secretary proper under the team of Yankuna, and now you are spearheading the activities or the affairs of the President of Liberia. Don't you think the leadership role providing the strategic ideas in how you can solve things, people could petition you to contest?
I've told people I feel satisfied with the status at the level of the President, Secretary General, as a Secretary General.
So you contest again as a Secretary
As a Secretary, as soon as the matter is resolved from court, I have no intention of contesting for presidency or the vice presidency. I will remain to where I've been as a secretary. So I have no intention of going for the vice presidency and the presidency of the President. All I'm here doing now is to ensure that the union gets back to a normality, that we can have this process done and we'll be free and come together as one, as a body, like it was before.
Last year, the union didn't observe the celebration of its anniversary. You as a secretary as well, what come to your mind and how did you feel?
Can you imagine that we didn't?
The press union.
To tell you that how confusion is not good. So it sometimes allows you to forget some things that you should be focusing on. But one person cannot definitely serve 2 masters. You have several forces to reckon with, and the issue of financial resources, mobilizing those resources, especially in a divided house, is difficult to have. So that was something that we regretted, and it's been attributed to our fight among ourselves. And going forward, I will ask all of us, regardless of the differences we may have with issue, when it comes to these things, we can come together and just observe it, and at the end of the day, go back to our various places if there's no means of reconciliation. But we are one. We meet everywhere at the same time on programs and mingle. So, but in oneness as a union, I think it's time that we don't continue to flex our muscle, especially at the level of the union. This is something that we have met as an institution. We will leave it it will still function. People place their left on chopping board for this particular union to be established. Must we be the one to come and personalize it? No. I've told people, and even tomorrow, that people can come and say, Akwe, you are one of the reasons why the union is where it is. Step aside. Do not take part into any electoral process of the level of the union so that the union can progress. I'm willing to do that because I want to see the union at peace.
The union has been divided, or quote unquote, there has been some misunderstanding in the union involving two parties, the Daniel Yankona and the team Kanubas. Now Daniel Yankona has resigned, and the issue of Julius Kanuba is in court and looking up to Julius Kanuba to drop the case. You play now a leadership role to have this entire process solved. Have you been able to meet out to Julius Kanuba in person to discuss some of the issues and see how best the union can progress?
So, yes, I can say.
You can say?
Yes, so for the first time we met together was one of the time.
That means it was not official, it was just on the program and even where you ever met?
Yes, so it was not on the program. We met on the mediation table.
Okay.
Because I had a mind and a plan with, we now are holding this particular union now to not just give up.
Mm-hmm.
We had a mindset of having a stakeholder meeting from which the entire team grew up before we were invited. So we went to that discussion, we left from there. Julius was the person who even dropped me that night from where we had a meeting. We had a lot of good discussions. And Akwe, nothing, intentional we have to just keep the union to where it is. It's because the system must ensure this work. And every time I met him, I said, I know change is a process, it's not an event. It doesn't just come abruptly and just go the way you think. Mm-hmm. It is a process. No one just come and just effect change right away. Change is a process. Can we do it this way to ensure, and the process has been in the court, let the court decide. It is true that the court can decide, but we can decide before the court. Who took the issue to the court? We were the one that took it to the court. The same people that took it there can be the same people that go and take it from the court and come back to the body and look into the matter. 60 years, the union will be this year, September. We have nothing to show. And we keep fighting among ourselves. What legacy are we going to leave behind for our generation to come and see?
So just in case the case rule and the ruling goes against Kanuba and Team Yankona will be happy that the case going against them, would there be a comeback?
There wouldn't be a comeback.
Really?
We'll still go back to the status quo ante and have this election.
Do you have anybody on mind that you think you can feature as a presidential candidate for the union? In your interest that maybe you want to contest with them as a secretary, like you earlier said?
I'm going to fight for the Secretary General post.
Mm-hmm. But you should have an interest.
I didn't know about myself. Whoever I want to come to contest for those positions.
That I know, but do you have anyone in mind that you have envisioned?
I don't have anybody on mind. Mm-hmm. I know about myself, and I think I have told you that I have so much passion and love for the Secretariat that more is yet to be done in the Secretariat, that we have that figure to do better in the Secretariat. So whoever that will come out to go through the process and become victorious, we're going to work along with those individuals to ensure that the union is being revived and the union is being alleviated from where it is to a place that all of us can come again together and share what we normally share, especially seeing us together, breaking those thoughts, those ideas on how we can live from a rental building to our own building, how we can live from a building that we currently have a rent to be paid, and a union approaching 60 years still into a rental building. For the past 20 years, the union has been housed into that building on Clay Street.
So now the issue here is the past leadership that we want to consider. We heard the past leadership had a very deep relationship with past government under the leadership of former President George Weah, directly with the interference of former Mayor Jefferson Kochi interplaying in the past election that was being heard and weren't given, that attention to by Tim Kanuba. Is there any relationship now currently with you serving as a general secretary in this government to solicit funds so you can conduct election?
No, we are not relying on government money to conduct elections.
How are you going to solicit funds?
So we have partners into this process. Internews through UC is one of our biggest partner, and we have had all of our activities on hold because of this stalemate. And until we can resolve it, then we resumed those activities at the level of the press union to go ahead with those reform issues. So initially we've had the issue of establishing the Independent Media Commission that will be able to take some responsibilities from the Ministry of Information and that of the Liberia Telecommunication Authority to be given to the Media Commission. The Media Commission was going to be able to regulate and also monitor media institutions that were ethically transgressed to be able to find punishment for them as well. So we had that already in the pipeline through the UC Internews project to ensure that happened. We work on with the publishers along with the press union. We work along with the data policy. We were trying to work on that. We were finalized. So it has not been pushed forward to the legislature. So those things were in the pipeline. And some of those things that we were working on was to ensure that the Liberia broadcasting system is being a public broadcast.
You've been in the union for a couple of years now, reaching from the leadership of former President Charles Coffey. It's been alleged that the leadership of former President Charles Coffey received $100,000 United States from former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for the construction of the union headquarters. Would you mind telling us a bit about
that 100,000 issue wasn't given during Mr. Charles Coffey regime. It was during Mr. George Papin. What I can remember, I was in leadership at that time, and the $100,000 was given for the construction of our headquarters, and then on 14th Street. So, Mr. Babin, to my knowledge, I can recollect, gave the contract to the contractor. The contractor was given the job to build the headquarters for the first floor. And then aftermath, there would have been another money given by the scene former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to ensure the building continues. So, to my knowledge, Mr. Kokwe was the incoming president. Mr. Babin was the outgoing. Mr. Kokwe was the incoming president. Mr. Kokwe said that Mr. Babin didn't have the right to give out a contract to a construction firm to construct the headquarters. Since he was coming in, he had the full right to do so. So Mr. Babin didn't do it. So Mr. Kokwe got inducted. He placed a stay order on the process to be issued a court. So Charles Coffey came after Kokwe placed a part, another thing, the issue was staying in court. Mr. Charles Coffey came and took the matter from the court. Up to date, today, there were a lot of donations made to the President office construction. To date, we are where we are with people encroaching on the land. We cannot have full access to the land because of this disagreement. And
was the land being bought in the name of the PUL?
Of course.
But then why would people get that? You can get them out. It is your property.
So there are also people who claim the land. That's why I say issue of disunity among ourselves. We have a common goal as a union. I will not be the one to especially front against myself. If I am part of a fraternity and there is a person who comes to fight that fraternity and I have the information to ensure that will defeat you, I will join you in the fight. After we have won that fight against that person, especially if somebody who is fighting our fraternity, we will fight that individual. We win the fight. I go back to my sabbatical, if I have. So we have been fighting among ourselves and taking the personal fight against you at the level of the union. It shouldn't be so. If I have issue against you and you elected president of the president of Liberia, if you have issue at the level of the president union, and I'm a journalist, I will stand and defend and fight to ensure that the union is survive from that particular fight.
So what's the role or engagement with Charles Coffee leadership to this issue of this headquarters?
So the second term of Charles Coffee that I got in this leadership.
2019, right?
2019.
Yeah.
So we went there to do some cleanup campaign. So and then a lady came, she said the place was for her. A young lady. So we took the issue. Councillor Fire being a very good lawyer to the president, he helped us to pursue the case. We went to the Civil Law Court by George Civil Law Court B. So we did an investigative survey. An investigative survey conducted. The ruling is still reserved at the level of the court.
So there have been no ruling
no
up to
ruling
current.
into the matter at the level of the court.
Why?
So we have other issues to look at the level of the president, right?
No, but the issue
So-
of the
so wait now.
establishment or the building of
So-
the headquarters should be very paramount.
Very paramount.
It should be a priority.
It is very much paramount to us, right? So we have done the investigative survey pursued by Councillor Fire, and then Europe have been pursuing that matter. Councillor Fire have been pursuing that matter. In 2020, 2021, 2022, we're going for elections. So we were looking at the election matters and other issues, the program. We went for this election, 2022, with the hope of coming back to see how we can pursue this matter to the fullest, and then we can begin to know the ruling from the judge and the ruling from the court. Then we will further ensure that maybe the process of getting some of those, the foundation is still at the level of the union. There's a foundation on the ground at that place. But there is huge encroachment. People are all just waiting. We have our eye. We have two other persons, journalists who live around there, are also monitoring the process to ensure that there's no structure, being placed there.
Akwe Besa is our guest on Voice of Liberia, Bit and Pieces this afternoon. I'm here with Simon Juice. My name is Edwin Melvin Jua. Before we go to the line, Akwe, would you mind telling us, today Akwe is the General Secretary of the Union. Would you mind telling us, if you have gone to an election tomorrow and lost the election, what legacy would you boast of in your time serving the Union? When being asked.
I've been very serviceable.
In terms of
giving tax and executive about my bosses that I have served. If you read the Constitution of the President, it says that the Assistant Secretary deputize the Secretary General to ensure that the work of the Secretary General to assist the Secretary General. I assisted the Secretary very well in executing my tax and went beyond ensuring that we went into the trenches, making the president's presence felt in the 15 political subdivision. We went there and we built contacts with our colleagues and still in connection with them. It's not because of elections. During our time before we could get elected, we told them, we gave it our word, and our word I carved in stone. We will not change. Regardless of us winning this election, if we win, we'll maintain. If we lose, we'll maintain the relationship. And today we're still holding on. Let our colleagues, let some of them call, they can rest assured that in the 15 political subdivision of this country, we still keep in touch with our colleagues. That's one of the things I'm very happy for. I'll be a very proud person if I can go into the election today and don't win it and still maintain with my colleagues. So that's one of the reasons why even in this going 2022 elections, we had nobody contesting against Akwe Besa, because Akwe maintained a relationship, not for political power, but because he felt it is something that was just meant to be done, even if you are out of power.
Akwe, you earlier mentioned that you were being declared as a candidate in the last election. So that means the election commissions, there was some fraud, there was some occurrence of fraud in the election as being claimed by Team Kanuba, which you never had authority to have regulated. Now you are opting to contest again. So if there will be a fraud in the electoral process, looking at you being the leader currently, would you not intervene again? You will sit and allow it go the way it will go because you are a candidate?
We are not going to set up any team that will have every side involved.
Will you, if I work with the Senior Election Commission?
It will be decided by everyone.
How the Election Commission is being hired?
So the Election Commission is being nominated or appointed by the leadership.
And it is your one now.
But this time around, to have a very, a process that will be very fair and transparent with the participation of everyone, we will reach to that by everyone deciding. Every side should decide who to spearhead the process, because it's a process that we're trying to have a confidence into the election process of the union. So if you have confidence, it means you must be a part of the process. So I'm not going to be the one.
So that means all of the parties will have to do that recommendation.
We have to do that.
Team Kanuba bring their recommendation or their representative. Then Akwe brings his representative.
Everybody have to do that. We all have to do that necessarily to ensure that the election is being held and the issue of the voter roll is being clean to everyone which.
Akwe Besa, the General Secretary of the Press Union of Liberia, is our guest on Bit and Pieces this afternoon. My name is Edwin Melvin. I'm here with Sam Andrews. You want to call to make your input on the discussion? 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. Sam, would you mind telling people, telling us who are those following us or who have come on? Okay, let's take the call. Do you have 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. Akwe Besa, the General Secretary of the Press Union of Liberia. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Reverend Moses Joanna Jian, calling from Monrovia.
Yeah, Moses, there, yeah, you.
Yeah, I trust the ability of Akwe to. He has been a comrade at the Indian University. And I know and trust his leadership ability, and I know intervention to mitigate whatever that is existing within the press.
Will you mind amplifying your voice? You're coming too low.
Yes, yes. So I said I trust his ability, I trust his leadership skills to actively resolve whatever leadership crisis that exists within the PUR. And I want to encourage him to continue in that limelight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
0770-907-907. Akwe Besa, our guest. 0770-907-907. The union is looking up to Team Kanuba to withdraw the case from the court, and afterward there might be an election in this year. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907, the number to call. 0770-907-907. Call and make your input. What do you make of the Press Union of Liberia? This issue is paramount. Journalists critique politicians, and their union has been hatted, scattered for 2 years now, and they are trying to put the pieces back together. And Akwe Besa is taking the lead as a general secretary to see how best the union can be revamped and the union can restore its integrity. The union can have that moral standard where journalists of Liberia will have that ethical balance when they appear in a gathering. So make your call 0770-907-907, and shortly we get back to Akwe for his closing statement, and we zoom out. Very shortly, the news coming up. 0770-907-907. Okay. Okay, I want to see some guys have come on, and the guys, some of the messages here, and I don't know what time will permit us to read them, but I take this call. Hello? 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 Okay. So this is Joma J. Afre. Joma J. Afre from Kakata. He says he's following. And Jacob Gatti. Hello, I'm watching live from Algeria. Abbott B. Sony. Abbott Sony is also watching. And we got L. Charleston Silly. Good afternoon, brother. I'm watching from Wiyala, Magibi County. Thanks for the show. And Amos Moba, good afternoon from my end. I'm watching live from AMEU. Okay. So, folks, we have to go to Akwe shortly to give us his parting statement, because very shortly is the news coming on. Akwe, would you mind telling us maybe your stand on the entire union and how do you see it in the next?
Thank you very much. And first, I want to say again, thanks for having me, in fact, to come and talk issues concerning this union that we so love dearly. I want to say thanks to the former leaders, both home and abroad, for initiating this mediation process as well. And I think it's about time that we rethink and rekindle our thought and on how we can reinvent the wheels to move the union to another level. Because we cannot fight. Every fight has an end, and I think this time we should come to an accord of understanding each other to ensure that differences, can be seen. And
hello, yeah, I put me with this more. The line today got no problem. Yeah, your name and where you come from?
Yes, my name is C. William Jalla, and I joined you from 18th Street, Cinco.
Yes, yeah, you William.
Yeah, I think I followed the case of the PUL. By then I was serving as one of the legal assistants for Superwin and Associate Law Firm. I questioned that he lost the PUL. If he lost the PUL, why now, when the case happening in court for the long period of time, does that signify that Akwe really lost the PUL? That's my question to Akwe. Thank you.
Thank you. You heard him.
So I've had no control over this matter to taking it from the court. We try to prevent this from even going to the court. But it is the way it is. If you went to the meeting of the former leaders, they tell them that this matter would have been stopped, and there would have been a quick intervention made by former leaders to ensure that where we are today, we wouldn't have reached to where we are. So, loving the union, I would do anything even to say whatever suggestion about something I will come out to say, Akwe, this is it, that's why we still keep it in and still holding on to wait for the next action that will come out regarding going to the elections. So we are hanging in and going to be holding on as a stand-in president or leader to ensure that this issue of where the union is being resolved, especially with all of us coming together, putting our heels, and down and all hands on deck to ensure that we call on whosoever that is holding in this matter now.
Thank you,
Akwe. To be resolved.
Thank you ever so much for showing up, and we want to say thanks to all of you. Akwe Besa has been our guest. He is the de facto president of the Press Union of Liberia. So I want to say thanks to all of you who've been following Bits and Pieces. About this time, my name is Edwin Melvin. You have 5 minutes to 6, and coming up 6 shortly, the news on. Thank you for listening.
Don't trouble nothing too much, you know.